So, welcome guys to Pickering, Ontario, right outside Toronto or a little bit outside Toronto, one of the outskirts cities. And this is where the novelty shop is in the first episode of Goosebumps, also known as the Haunted Mask. So, this is where Carly Beth comes to get her mask, where the creepy guy is in the shop or whatever. This is it. Incredible location. If you want to check it out, it's 494. I'll have to have that in the description. I think it's 494 Whitevale. Yes, it's 494 Whitevale Road in Pickering, Ontario, originally called Whitevale, Ontario. Incredible location, so beautiful. You know, when I was there, most of the houses still look the exact same. I could tell they've been that way for 50, 60, 70 years. Like, they have not been updated or upmodeled or anything. And they just, quite frankly, look incredible, you know? And, oh, like, you can just feel the energy of Goosebumps, you know? And I know it sounds weird or whatever, but I could feel the energy as I'm thinking about the show. I could still feel, you know, the vibe that they must have felt when they were filming this. Like, seriously, it has that old school city or old school, you know, Boondocks town kind of feel about it, you know? It's hard, like on the drive out there, it's hard to imagine that anything existed, you know, over here in 1995. We're talking about over 25 years ago. And a lot of the essence of that town from that time has maintained itself. It's beautiful. So I actually talked to the lady inside, and so I rang the doorbell, talked to her, showed her the episode. Nice lady, older white lady. So she said it was like half her house, half of her business that she ran, and then she ended up moving to the business, or she moved the business to another location. So, yeah. Honestly, guys, it's great to come here. The first episode, we're off to a great start, great location, and let me know where you guys want me to go next. All right, enjoy the episode. That's pretty much it. I want to let you guys in on my childhood. And for a lot of you, this might be a trip down memory lane. R.L Stine's Goosebumps book series is one of the best-selling children's book series of all time, spanning 62 original books and over 240 total to date of this video. That being said, it was the TV show that really solidified it as a timeless classic for most of its fans. Most people born at the time of the franchise's prime, being the mid to late 90s, either you saw it while it was airing, or maybe you were too young like I was and you caught it during the early 2000s reruns. Starting with this video, I'll be covering the entire TV show, episode by episode. Though many of the episodes haven't aged well, a lot of them were able to utilize the limited budget they clearly had to push unfathomable heights, at least for a low-budget, mid-90s kids anthology horror show. Anyway, today we're talking about the first episode of Season 1. A two-parter that I'll let you know right away is easily in the top 10, possibly 5 episodes in the entire show. The Haunted Mask. Alright, so meet Carly Beth, the Frady cat. It's Halloween and it seems like almost everyone around her is trying to take advantage of the fact that, well, she's scared of everything. What might go over the heads of a lot of us who are now grown up is that this is one of the more higher quality written episodes of the series, simply off the fact that the premise is very relatable for someone under the age of like 14 years old. I remember being afraid of things and feeling like people were taking advantage of my weaknesses. It's very subtle, but I look at this and I see how it had to have gained the trust of a lot of children who saw it at the time, and it opened them up to become fans of the show, just by touching what they might be going through. Anyhow, she isn't completely satisfied with the costume her mother puts together for her, because quite frankly, it's time to get even with her bullies. So she marches into the local novelty shop and sets her sights on this guy right here. Biggest mistake of her life. Things seem on the up and up because this mask sure does scare people, but be careful what you wish for. No, we'll get to that episode another time. Not to my surprise, Carly and her friend go trick-or-treating and suddenly she begins to behave strange. Now, I know this is a kid's show and they watered down the whole thing, but in all reality, Carly Beth is demonically possessed by the spirit within the mask. Like, can we be real? Kids get a bad vibe from her. Her voice changed, behavioral changes. Yeah, this is all telltale signs that it's time to call the exorcist.
Try to calm down, Carly Beth. Those aren't my eyes. Where are my eyes? Where am I? You're scaring me. This isn't me. This isn't me in here.
But since this is a low-budget kids series from 1995, let me just tell you how the writers ended up getting things resolved. After the mask gets stuck on her for good, the writers start injecting things like,
I was like you. I did not love myself.
yes, guys, this episode is one big moral propaganda for being yourself and accepting that self for the way you are. Or simply put, love yourself. And that was the key to Carly Beth, being free. And finally, the mask comes off. She runs home and tells mommy I love you, and then came a happy ending.
Trick or treat.
Or not. This was certainly a very solid series premiere, especially considering that a good percentage of the show's episode list didn't age well. If you're in your 20s or 30s, I'm not going to sit here and convince you that this is some groundbreaking horror or anything, but it's a good enough episode to carry the nostalgia of the show. I thought the acting was on point, everyone played their part, and there was an excellent choice of location in utilizing the full potential of the area. Yeah, but that's pretty much it.